When I talk to you today, it's not from a distant or theoretical place. It's from an intimate, real place where we often ask ourselves in silence why certain experiences cross us so intensely. There are women who carry something in their eyes that cannot be learned in books and cannot be copied from anyone. It is a strength that was born from pain, but was not trapped in it. It is a sensitivity that does not weaken. On the contrary, it strengthens. If you've ever felt that you don't fit into certain environments, that your words make you uncomfortable, that your posture makes you feel strange, perhaps it's not because there's something wrong with you, but because there's something very right that hasn't yet been understood. Women chosen by God are not spared from challenges, they are prepared by them. And this preparation leaves visible marks for those with attentive eyes. Marks that do not scream, but are perceived in the way of speaking, positioning oneself, loving, and even remaining silent. The first mark appears sooner or later in these women's lives, and it is often confused with excess sensitivity. It is a deep perception of people and situations. You walk into a place and feel when something isn't right, even if no one says anything. You talk to someone and realize when words don't match the heart. This is not imagination, it is discernment being honed. God trains the hearts of these women to hear beyond the obvious, to see beyond the surface. Therefore, they often get tired faster of heavy environments, empty conversations, shallow relationships. It's not arrogance, it's protection. This brand makes you better choose where you step, who you walk with, and what you accept to carry. And although this brings loneliness at times, it also avoids wounds that could be even deeper. Another very present mark is the strength that reveals itself in moments when everything seems to fall apart. It's not that noisy force of someone who needs to prove something all the time. It's a silent firmness that sustains you when no one imagines you can handle it. You've been through situations that you thought you wouldn't survive, but you're here. Maybe scarred, maybe more cautious, but standing tall. Women chosen by God learn to cry alone and to get up even with a heavy heart. They develop an emotional resistance that does not harden the soul, but only makes it more stable. This strength does not come from the absence of fear, but from the decision not to let fear rule, and it completely changes the way you face life. There is also a mark that few recognize immediately, but that becomes evident over time: the difficulty of remaining in places where there is no truth. Women chosen by God feel deep discomfort when they need to pretend, please, or diminish themselves to fit in. They even try for a while because they also want to be accepted, but something inside them doesn't allow it to last long. It's as if the soul screams for coherence. Therefore, sudden changes are part of these women's stories. Changes in friendships, paths, plans, not because they are unstable, but because they cannot live by lying. This mark brings losses, but also deliverances that are only understood later. A fourth mark is intense but selective love. Women chosen by God truly love, give themselves, care, worry. They don't know how to love halfway. However, over time they learn that not everyone knows how to receive this love. And then they start to love wisely. They don't stop being affectionate, but they learn to set limits. This doesn't make them cold, it makes them ripe. This deep love makes them remembered, even after they leave someone's life. Because when they enter completely. And when they leave behind learning, reflections, and often longing. There is also a mark that is often misunderstood: the period of silence and recollection. Women chosen by God go through phases in which they withdraw, speak less, observe more. It's not contempt. It's not meaningless isolation. It is a time of inner alignment. This is when they reorganize thoughts, heal old pains, and strengthen faith. During these periods, they seem distant, but they are actually rebuilding themselves. Those who don't understand walk away. Whoever understands waits. And when they return safer, more aware, and less willing to accept less than they deserve. Perhaps you are recognizing yourself in all of this and wondering why the path seems more difficult for you. The truth is that women chosen by God do not receive an easy life. They receive purpose. And purpose requires preparation. Every rejection, every loss, every night of crying had a function. Nothing was wasted. What seems like weight today, tomorrow becomes emotional and spiritual authority. You didn't go through what you went through for nothing. Your story carries answers to pains that other people still don't even know how to name. Another striking characteristic is the courage to be who you are, even when it costs you. Women chosen by God cannot live a character for long. They may even try to adapt, but the essence always speaks louder. This authenticity is uncomfortable because it exposes truths that many prefer to ignore. You don't need to raise your voice for this to happen. Your presence already communicates. And as much as this generates resistance, it also attracts those who are looking for something true. This brand separates, but also deeply connects. There is also a spiritual sensitivity that cannot be taught, only awakened. It's that desire to seek God even when everything is going well, not just in moments of despair. It's the desire to align decisions with eternal values, even when the world points out easier shortcuts. Women chosen by God feel uncomfortable when they move away from what they believe. The conscience is heavy, the heart is alert. And this is not punishment, it is care. It is God leading with firmness and love. In many moments, these women feel tired of being strong. They want rest, they want to be held, they want to be taken care of too. And God knows that. Therefore, He approaches in the details, in the small confirmations, in the doors that are closed to avoid greater pain. Even when you don't understand, there is a caring going on. Even when everything seems stopped, something is being adjusted within you. Waiting also teaches, strengthens, and prepares. Women chosen by God carry a hope that insists on remaining, even after many disappointments. They learn to trust again, albeit with more caution. They learn to believe that good still exists, even after they have seen the worst in people. This hope is not naivety, it is mature faith. It is knowing that God does not fail, even when men fail. And this trust becomes a foundation that sustains you in difficult times. If today you feel like you are in a place of transition, not knowing exactly where you are going, but certain that you cannot go back to the way you were before, that is also a mark. Women chosen by God rarely stay the same. They are always being shaped, adjusted, directed. And this causes discomfort because change requires renunciation. But it also brings growth. Trust what is being built within you, even if it is not yet clear. I want you to understand something very important. These brands are not privileges. They are responsibilities. Being chosen by God means being an instrument of love, truth, and transformation wherever you go. It's not about feeling superior, it's about serving with conscience. It's about using everything you've experienced to support, guide, and inspire other people. You are not alone, you are not late, and you are not lost. You are being prepared, and when the right time comes, everything that seems confusing today will make sense within your heart.